In the last video, we talked about the first technique for finding your life's work. To ask. Ask your higher power, whatever that means to you, to reveal your calling and give you the courage to pursue it. Today, we're exploring the second technique, to analyze. Part of what makes your life calling uniquely suited to you is that it perfectly matches your talents, personality traits, and your passions. So if you are still seeking your life work, it seems wise to spend some time and energy taking an inventory of these parts of yourself. As Carl Jung said, your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. But before exploring different ways to take an inventory of your talents, personality traits, and passions, let's take a quick digression about the link between a life mission and a career path. Because this is where a lot of people get stuck. When many people begin seeking their life's mission, they often conflate it with seeking a suitable job or career. Usually, when someone is wondering what to do with their life, a big piece of that question is what job they should prepare for and pursue. It's important to note that a life mission and a career are not necessarily the same thing. It's very possible that someone's life work could be something that is not easily monetizable in the job market, being a parent, for example, or a mentor, or a community organizer, or an artist whose work may never pay the bills. But here's the truth. The more overlap between your life work and your work you can create, the better. Why? Because unfortunately, you have a limited amount of time and energy in your life. Being forced to split your focus between two kinds of work is likely to slow down your progress in both of them. If you are not able to do your life work as your career just yet, at least try to make your work complementary and congruent with your life work. That is to say, do something for money that gives you the skills, experiences, and networks that will help you do your real mission. Want to be a writer? Work in publishing or journalism. Want to help people recover from addiction? Work in peer support or social services. Want to build a business? Work in sales or operations somewhere you can learn. Don't just take any job that pays. Take the job that moves you closer to your calling. If you are splitting your time between your life work and your day job, you will often be forced to choose one over the other. It's very important to keep prioritizing your life mission over your day job, and here's why. First, setting aside your calling because you need to do something else is exactly the kind of decision that your resistance wants you to make. Not only would that get you to abandon your life mission, but you would even feel virtuous about doing so. Your work would easily become yet another place to hide from your life work. Second, keeping your life calling front and center will sustain your motivation to do both your day job and your life mission. That creates a scenario where you are doing your day job in order to support your mission. The alternative is doing your day job to survive, with your mission being something that you will try to fit in later if possible. And that tends to be a recipe for neglecting both. Third, if you believe that you have a higher power, and that higher power has a mission for you, it is reasonable to believe that the higher power would make that mission possible for you, right? Imagine that you are a knight in service to a powerful king. If that king gave you an important mission that only you could fulfill, would he make you pay for all your food, shelter, and supply needs on your own? Of course not, because the mission is so important to him, he would make sure that you were given all the resources you require to complete it. Spiritually speaking, that's the exact same relationship between your higher power, you, and your mission. But the concept is equally valid from a purely secular perspective. When you keep your primary project front and center, you are forced to improvise, innovate, and creatively keep it going no matter what. You adapt, you find ways, you make it work. Whereas taking focus off of it allows you to let it die quietly while you tell yourself you're being responsible. Now, back to taking inventory of your talents, personality traits, and passions. The goal here is simple. Use your conscious, analytical mind to map out who you actually are. Not who you wish you were, not who your parents wanted you to be, but who you actually are. Because your calling will fit you like a glove. And to find that glove, you need to know the exact shape of your hand. Let's look at 3 powerful tools for self-analysis. A great place to start is the Myers-Briggs Personality Test. Based on Jungian research into personality types, the MBTI gives you a concise and powerful summary of how you relate to other people, ideas, and feelings. The MBTI evaluates you on 4 dimensions. Introversion versus extroversion. Where do you get your energy? From being alone or being with people? Sensing versus intuition. How do you take in information? Through concrete facts and details, or through patterns and possibilities? Thinking versus feeling. How do you make decisions? Through logic and analysis, or through values and impact on people? Judging versus perceiving. How do you approach the world? With structure and planning, or with flexibility and spontaneity? Your answers create a 4-letter type, like INTJ, ESFP, INFP, ENTJ, and there are 16 total types. Understanding your type reveals what kind of work environment you thrive in. Do you need quiet focus or collaborative energy? How you solve problems. Do you need all the data first, or do you trust your gut? What drains you versus what energizes you? Are you built for deep one-on-one work or inspiring large groups? Your natural strengths and blind spots. For example, an INTJ, strategic, independent, analytical, will be miserable in a role that requires constant social interaction and emotional caretaking. But they might be perfectly suited for systems design, research, or strategic planning. An ESFJ, social, practical, values-driven, will be miserable isolated in a cubicle analyzing spreadsheets all day. But they might thrive as a teacher, counselor, or community organizer. There is a great deal of information derived from the MBTI and its implications for personal relationships and career choices. Take the test, read about your type, see what resonates. It's a powerful starting point. Another source of self-knowledge is the Jungian archetypes. Jung identified universal patterns of human behavior and motivation that appear across all cultures and times. These archetypes live in our unconscious and influence how we see the world and our role in it. While Jung identified many, most modern frameworks work with 12 primary archetypes. The innocent, sage, explorer, outlaw, magician, hero, lover, jester, everyman, caregiver, ruler, and creator. Though every person contains every archetype, there are some that we feel more drawn to than others. This pull is a powerful clue to what kind of role may suit us best. If you're drawn to the hero archetype, your calling might involve overcoming challenges, proving yourself, achieving difficult goals. Maybe athletics, military service, entrepreneurship, or rescue work. If you're drawn to the caregiver archetype, your calling likely involves helping, healing, nurturing, maybe healthcare, education, counseling, or social work. If you're drawn to the creator archetype, your calling involves making things that didn't exist before. Art, writing, design, innovation, building. If you're drawn to the sage archetype, your calling involves seeking truth and sharing wisdom, teaching, research, writing, mentoring. Pay attention to which archetypes call to you. Which stories move you? Which characters in books and films do you identify with? What role do you naturally play in groups? Your dominant archetype is a clue to your life work. It's revealing what the unconscious already knows about who you are and what you're meant to do. A third resource for personal introspection is evaluations specifically focused on career choices. These kinds of works offer insights on talents, skills, and preferences in practical, actionable ways. A classic of the genre is What Color is Your Parachute? By Richard Nelson Bowles. This book has been helping people find meaningful work for over 50 years. It's been updated regularly to stay relevant, but the core framework remains powerful. What makes it valuable? The book features exercises and questions that paint a holistic picture of what work roles match your temperament and personality best. It's not just about what job pays well or what's in demand. It's about what work actually fits who you are. Key exercises include the flower exercise, a comprehensive self-inventory covering your favorite skills, preferred work environments, favorite people to work with, values, and more. Skills identification, not just what can you do, but what do you love doing. Informational interviews, how to talk to people actually doing the work you think you want to do. Other valuable resources. Strengths Finder, now Clifton Strengths, identifies your top 5 talent themes out of 34 possibilities. Focuses on what you naturally do well rather than trying to fix weaknesses. The Passion Test by Janet Bray Atwood helps you identify your top 5 passions and how to orient your life around them. Ikigai Framework, a Japanese concept that maps the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. Your calling lives at that intersection. What all these tools have in common is this: they help you see the patterns in your life that you've been too close to notice. You've been you your whole life. Sometimes you're the last person to see what's obvious to everyone else about your gifts and passions. These assessments and frameworks give you language and structure to name what's been true all along. In closing, remember this: analysis is a tool. It's not the answer itself. And like everything else, resistance is all too happy to turn it into another place for you to hide. As tempting as it is to continue delving ever deeper into your psyche, you don't need perfect clarity before you start moving forward. You just need enough clarity to take the next step.